Stefy, big show coming up on the 28th, biggest show of your career as a promoter.
It certainly is, yeah.
As a non-TV show, this is probably as good as it gets, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it don't get much bigger than this. I mean, like it's my second year promoting. I think it's my fifth or my sixth show, and I'm promoting a British title eliminator, final eliminator, and obviously to have Rendall Munroe on my show against my lad Andy Townend in an English title eliminator. So very, very proud to be doing this in after only 12 months, and it shows the ambition that I have got. Obviously, some people, when I talk to them, say you must be mad doing this on a small old show without TV money, but we've all got ambitions. I had ambition as a fighter, and saying we're a trainer, and obviously managing and promoting these guys, and I believe, you know, it's become hard work, boxing today. You've got your Matchroom who are doing great for TV, but it's only their stable of fighters, and then you've got Warren's team with Box Nation, which same again I think is great for boxing, and then there's you've got the likes of myself and Carl Greaves and Steve Wood, and that's just to name a few promoters off the top of my head who are doing absolutely great shows up in that country that don't get the coverage that they well deserve, and we all between us promote some good and big fights. And for me, it don't get no bigger than my lad Gavin McDonnell, undefeated, fighting Josh Wale, who's been around the game. It seems that he's only 25 years old, and it seems like he's been around the game. He's such a lovely kid. It's a real pleasure to make the fight, and I'm really, really looking forward to it. And it's really caught the public's imagination around here. So yeah, exciting. I'm very proud.
First, starting with the Munroe Townend fight, do you think you've surprised a lot of people in making that fight?
Yeah, I have surprised a lot of people, probably them. I'm not surprised myself, and obviously working closely with Dave Woolley, like, who trains these fighters day in day out, he knows what they're capable of doing. And obviously for the last 4 years, I mean, I've said this kind of thing before, for the last 4 years myself and Dave have been taking Jamie sparring with Rendall on a regular basis, and Rendall's been a great platform for Jamie, bringing him on. And also obviously Andy's our lad, so we see him sparring with Jamie day in day out, so we know the levels and things, and we believe that Andy's quite capable of causing upset, or else we wouldn't have made the fight, simple as.
I think obviously this, as you say, is an eliminator for the English title, but given the situation at super featherweight, it could easily push him towards a British title shot.
Well, exactly. Listen, I mean, I haven't really explained the things in full for Andy, but Andy's a quiet man on camera, and quiet man with newspapers. He does his talking in the ring. He's a real fighter, this kid. I mean, people who don't know him, this kid's come from an ardent amateur background. He's had good amateur experience. He's good runs in ABA. He's losing to Ronnie Efron on points. So we all know what Ronnie Efron's quite capable of doing. Who's a much bigger. Andy were fighting at 10 stone on the day where they were walking about with amateurs who were fighting kids. He's had good wins. He's been in with your likes of Tyron Nurse, good fighter now, fighting at the top level. He's not Tommy Coyle out in ABAs, but we all know what Tommy Coyle's doing nowadays. So he's been in Iran, good fighters all his life, and he's been in my gym since he turned. Well, I was using him as a sparring partner for the Curtis Woodhouse fight 3 or 4 years ago. So I know all about Andy and what he's capable of doing, and he was holding his own with me when I was years ago. Now we know Rendall's a different kind of animal to these other fighters he's been going in with, but you get a bit of a gist when you see Andy day in day out sparring with Jamie. You get a picture of what levels, and yeah, we're underdogs, but it's all about opportunities in boxing. And if I didn't want to look at making this fight, you know, who knows what could have happened or what paths you're going to go down, and this fight is a win-win situation for Andy Townend. As long as nothing serious happens, there's nothing to lose. I mean, if he wins, boom, his name's in lights. People are going to be out there looking for the fights, British titles and things like that. And if he does himself justice, which I strongly believe he's going to win, and the worst case scenario is if he was to get beat, who's expecting him to beat Rendall Munroe anyway? So that's how we look at it. But I'm quite comfortable that Andy can win and win in style.
Coming on to the main event, obviously, like you say, you've got Gavin McDonnell against Josh Wale.
Yeah.
Do you think in the last 12 months Gavin surprised a lot of people with the way he's kicked on?
He surprised me. I think thing is with Gavin, I mean, look, a quick story. I mean, I'm ever so proud. If there's one lad in gym I'm proud is Gavin, because this kid, when we went as a team to France for Jamie to win the European title, Gavin was there as a lager out. When was this? It was 3 or 4 years ago now. 2010. So we're talking 3 years. Gavin was a lager out. He was in gym on weights, probably at 11 stone. He had 5 amateur fights as a schoolboy. 5 amateur fights. He won all 5. And the stories, I mean, I'm not a judge of this, but the stories go back that he was better of the 2. But because Jamie had the more experience and he was winning national titles left, right and centre, Gav never got a run in championships because they were saying weights, and because Jamie was winning them, Jamie just got run of it all. But the story is, I mean, this kid had 5 amateur fights. He had to have a trial bout by British Boxing Board of Control, so that come and got passed. And one of them has been and seen his rise and coming up from amount of fights he's had 10 fights, won 9, drew 1. Theoretically he's had 12 because we had 2 pullouts on the day. He should have fought Andy Roberts on one of Jamie's undercards, and his debut should have been at Doncaster Dome on one of Jamie's undercards, and that didn't work out for something to do with weights. But this kid, we were in France, Jamie won European title, we're all sat round bar at night celebrating Jamie's win, and randomly Gavin come out with, I think I'm going to give this a try. And myself and Dave Hull just laughed, just brushed it off. And as we got back, the following week, the Monday, Gavin came in gym. And he kept coming and kept coming. We just thought it wouldn't be a novelty act. Jamie's won a European title, I'll come and get in. But we, in like months, the kid was just coming and coming and coming. And before you know it, he was there before everybody else. And that's the story. It's just literally his first in it gym, his last in art. He's a lovely, lovely kid to be around. And he's just seen his brother win British, Commonwealth, European and world titles. They're a close unit, and we know they're not the same. I'm not daft enough to say they're the same person, but they're a close unit, and self-confidence is a massive thing in boxing. And Gavin strongly believes that he's quite capable of going out to winning a major title. At first, the story was laughable. No, I'm not going to deny that. Gavin's just stuck at it. He's training with world champion day in, day out. He's sparring with world champion day in, day out, and his self-belief, it's unbelievable. He's like, he's a big star in gym. He's got this big aura around him. He comes in bouncing, telling us what he isn't going to do, telling us what he's going to beat, what he ain't going to beat. It's absolutely unbelievable. And a fighter cannot buy that, cannot buy self-confidence. I've been a fighter myself, and I know when a fight's hard, self-doubts, everything, it all goes. This kid is a real fighter, and I don't think there's any fighter in country that's developed like Gavin has. And I will stick my neck out in line, I strongly believe this, there's not one fighter in country that's improved more than Gavin McDonnell in 3 years. Who's had 10 fights, and in his next fight he's fighting an official eliminator, final eliminator, to be number 1 for British Super Bantamweight title. I think it's a great story, and he's quite capable. If he beats Josh Wale, we know it's going to be an hard fight. It's a 50-50 fight. Gavin's probably the underdog on paper. But if he goes and beats Josh, which is going to be a hard task, we know that. But same again, similar kind of story to Andy. Gavin's got no to lose. Josh has been around this game all this time. He's at top. Josh is at that level. Is quite capable to be British champion himself. So we know that's how close Gavin is. So if Gavin beats this kid, he's there. He's put his center amongst the championship level fighters. So to do that in 3 years, I mean, who else has done that kind of thing? You don't see champions improving that much. But he's in there day in, day out, and there's nobody more deserves it than Gavin.
We're on to the undercard as well. Any fights we should be looking out for? Yeah,
we've got Conor Nixon back in with Brett Fido's very tough kid. He's had a couple of wins, couple of defeats, and a draw, no contest, I think it is. Always comes to fight, so that's going to be an hard fight. Conor Wale probably in one of my best fights, not my last show time before. In only his 6th fight, he fought Central Area title against Scott Gladwin, which was a tremendous fight. It was just maybe the thing is with these flyweights and lower weights, there's not many fighters around, so it's choosing the right direction to go in. But there ain't many directions, so sometimes you have to take what's there. And Conor won in a great fight. I mean, he should really be proud. I was really proud of him. And he's come on. He'll have gone back. He'll have assessed where he thinks he went wrong, what we could do, change a few things, and he's back. So I'm looking forward to seeing him. We've got the return of big punching Mickey Davis, who I'm excited about. He's missed last couple of shows due to injury. So he's back in his first 6 3-minute round contest, so I'm really looking forward to that. And then I've got 2 debutants making the debut, one from Hatfield, same village as Jamie and Gavin, John Kitchen, and then we've got another little flyweight, bantamweight making his debut, Thomas Hattie, who I'm really excited about. Thomas has had a lot of amateur experience, but never been given the right direction, or never dedicated himself, should I say. But myself and Dave Woolley are really excited about Thomas. We've named him the Hitman, and you'll see why we've named him the Hitman come fight night. But really cool, really good pro style, really excited about him. So yeah, it goes on. There'll be Josh Morgan undefeated. There'll be 9 fights on the card altogether, so really looking forward to it. And then obviously I'm doing something which is the unknown. As this show, the date were only available for 28th, and obviously it got announced with Fury and A. So everybody's like, what we're going to do, hey Fury. You know, it's a massive fight for heavyweight industry. It's a massive fight for British heavyweight boxing. And I've got that on here, live on big screen, on 2 big screens in Arena. So it's a double bonus. They're going to get to see local fighters in action in good 50-50 fights, and then added bonuses. They're all going to be able to kick back and watch Ian Fury live on big screens, which is pay-per-view. So they're going to be paying £20 at home for that, where it's going to be free in here, just in with the ticket price. So yeah, cracking show. Really excited about it, and it's one of them kind of shows. I'm wondering how I'm going to top it. It may not get, because my aim is each show try and beat the last one, and. You know, we're getting talked about now in Doncaster. We take us boxing very seriously. Obviously, we've shown that we've done with Jamie as a team, and what we're doing, what Dave Woolley's doing with all my fighters. I mean, I think he's worth his weight in gold. He's shown that now. I mean, when we won British title, people thought that was a fluke, and then we go and win European title. I mean, and then sniffing around world level. What they're saying is Jamie world level. Well, it's just shown that now. He's shown that, and I think Dave's been a massive part of that. So everybody's just confident and booming around our stable and our gym, and we're all going in the right direction. And his dream is to pull another Jamie out the bag. So yeah, very excited. Looking forward to it. 28th of September, Doncaster Dome. It's place to be.
Excellent. Thank you.
All right, mate. I don't know where I come out with all that.